So basically we are going to today discuss only the prelims aspect. Okay. So prelims is approaching very fast, and I'm sure all of you are studying with full might. Recently the UPSC result has also been declared. So you can see UPSC, I have talked several times, strategy matters most. There are numerous aspirants, lakhs of aspirants, they are preparing for civil services, but they all know that they are fighting for certain number of posts, isn't it? So who would be the best? They will select them. So it's an open competition, and you have to prove your worth, that you are worthy to be selected as a civil servant, and the first step starts with the prelims, right? And as you know, it consists of two subjects, prelims and mains. And strategy matters the most. I have seen many students, they will work for general studies so much and overlook somewhere the CSAT. And many students, they are failing in the CSAT. Okay, I mean they have cleared the cutoff of GS, but then they are somewhere failing the CSAT. So in today's strategy class, we will be talking about both briefly. And I'll more concentrate on general studies. Some of the questions also will discuss, and how should you deal even if you don't know. We'll look at the some of the technique, number one, and overall I'll also be discussing about the CSAT strategy. Tomorrow separately I'll be taking one class for CSAT comprehension and passage, because that is very non-technical. But again, many people, as I told you, it's just 66 marks you have to get out of 200, but they are not able to get even 66 marks out of 200. So it's all about, I believe that there is a strategy failure. It's a strategy failure. 66 is not a big mark, right? So maybe they are so much concentrating in GS, somewhere they are overlooking the CSAT part. And in CSAT part also I'll be discussing about, again it's all depends on the strategy. You don't have to blindly just solve everything. By looking at the previous year paper, you will come to know that these many questions are coming from these sections, many questions are coming from these sections. You go all the at least 10 to 15 years since the CSAT has been introduced, and you make one proper strategy. So CSAT, I don't think so it is a stumbling block, but unfortunately for many, it is a stumbling block. CSAT is a stumbling block for many. So again, it's all about the strategy. UPSC is all about strategy, particularly prelims, I would say. Mains also strategy, everywhere the strategy works. And strategy for that, PYQ. That's, I believe, that's one sort solution, one-stop solutions. We have to really analyze the previous year paper really well. So for the general studies, we'll be looking the distributions of the questions. So on that basis, you will come to know that from where more number of questions are coming, or how the allocations of questions are there. Of course, it will vary, but it will vary, but not drastically. It won't vary drastically, but some year there has been some anomaly. Some year there has been some anomaly, that there was some drastic reduction of question from particular section, and that is the reason you must prepare in a holistic manner. There are certain core areas from where you need to practice more. There are certain core areas from where you need to practice more, but then don't overlook any section. Don't overlook any section. Even for CSAT, I would say that particularly maths is a bit technical, right? Somebody who has lost touch with the maths, they will find certain difficulties in solving maths question, isn't it? So that is bit technical. So, but fortunately UPSC has been maintaining certain kind of distribution of question. So there is more certainty for the CSAT portion. They are not making like, okay, some year they won't ask 50 question from maths and rest 15 question from CSAT and LR. It is not like that. The distribution is somewhat, they have maintained the regularization. Almost every year 25 to 13 question, 25 to 30 questions from comprehension passage, around 20 questions from LR sections, and then rest from maths. So coming back to GS, so this is how the distribution of marks of sum of year, and you will see there is some kind of parity. So you see current affairs. Now these 2 years, it's not like they had not asked anything current affairs. Again, you know how we categorize the number of questions depend. Like schemes from the government can be categorized in the current economy, or can be categorized only in economy, not in the current affairs, right? So that is some categorization is also, that depends. But yes, the number of questions coming from current affairs was very less there, but you can see these year the number of current affairs. Now current affairs, the question will be asked from which area? Which area you considered as current affairs? So current economy, there is one which is the static part, all of you know, conceptual part, static part. Like they asking on concepts of FDI, what is related with the concept of FDI or FFI, that will be considered as a part of conceptual question, static question. That FDI increases and employment, FDI brings technology, these are the conceptual aspect. FDI is more stable than FIIs. So these are concept based questions that can be categorized in the static part. But suppose they ask you the questions related to this year, the FDI, more FDI has been received by Maharashtra or for Gujarat for that matter, that is current economy. Or the GDP of this year was more than the last year, that is what? Current application. So that will become part of the current economy. Government scheme, if any government scheme which has been launched this year, they are asking, that will also become part of the current affairs. International relations, so current economy, IR mostly it will be international relation, I mean the current affairs only. Okay, government schemes, recent government schemes, that will also be put under the current affairs. Recent questions related to environment, science and technology, these will come under the current affairs. Anything conceptual, it will be the part of the static portion, that will be categorized here. Okay, that will be categorized here. Anything which has resulted because of the current events, that will be put under the current affairs. So in current affairs, you have the question from economy, from mainly economy, IR, government schemes, environment and science and technology. Generally polity, history obviously we don't put into current affairs, but sometime it can be. Like suppose recently UNESCO World Heritage Site, this Helibudu and Belur, they got under the UNESCO World Heritage Site. So that can be categorized, some institute they may categorize as a history question, some they may put it in the current affairs, but it is more fit to be put under the current affairs question, though had some relation with the history, but then current. Are you getting my point? So fairly the current affairs will vary how we are choosing that question to put, whether we want to put it in history or in the current affairs. Okay. But generally, current affairs, the questions generally, economy, current economy, IR mostly, yes, that will be put under the current affair, except if it is concept based. So IR mostly 99% it will be current affairs based. Government scheme, particularly the recent one, environment, science and tech, new, like Chandrayaan, when Chandrayaan was launched, that is what the part of what? That can be put under the current affairs, that can be put under science and technology. Okay, so the categorization may little bit vary. But of course, this is what the categorization is somewhat, it will remain similar. I hope you got the point. Some may categorize the question as current affairs, some may categorize, okay, this is economy related, they'll put under the economy categorization. Because there is nothing called current affair as such. It is related with some subject, whether IR, whether or polity or economy or environment or science and technology, and rarely even history. I give you the example. What kind of question even in history can be categorized under current affairs? If suppose recent something has come into being, is recent excavations or certain findings in the history, because history is also what? It's a social science. They keep on working and discovering certain facts and things. So roughly you can see, as I said, there are 4 core areas. Please prepare those areas very well: history, geography, economy, polity, along with environment. These are the very core area. Now you will say science and tech I am overlooking. Say, I am not saying that science and tech we shouldn't, but majorly I believe these are the core area, because these are also has got very high weightage in your mains, isn't it? Prelims and mains. These topic has got very high weightage even in your mains. So you are studying prelims and also for the mains. But doesn't mean that you are overlooking environment and science and technology. No. You have to study that also really well. But then sometimes the questions from environment and science and technology, they are very dynamic. These two subjects, environment and science and technology, they are more dynamic. They are more dynamic. This one you can say they are more conventional, traditional or static. Conventional, traditional or static. History, polity, geography and economy. Generally, I am not saying all. As a like current economy, that can be dynamic. But then there are a good number of questions which comes from the conceptual part. So they are more conceptual. These are more conceptual. And these are more, these two topic are more dynamic. They do ask on the basis of concept also. You will find some question on science and technology and even environment, concept based. There would be some concept based, but more the question, the weightage of more number of question are dynamic. So at least if this my core area is really done well, and I have also prepared on these area along with the CSAT with the proper strategy, I am done and done for the prelims. Okay. So I hope you got an idea till here how the distribution of mark will help you. So you see the distribution of mark, as I told you, some though they maintain, generally it is I would say 15, 15, 15, 15, mostly this, around how many? 60 questions, right? Then consider this also 15, 15, how much? 90. And then we will put it here on an average. on an average. Okay, so the large chunk will come from this area only: history, geography, polity, economy. These are the large chunk of area from where the questions will be coming. But always I mind it, environment, science and technology is also important, because good number of questions are coming from environment, because even for forest service, you know, that is why the cutoff is high, because they are supposed to perform well in the environment and science and tech questions, because they are only science people. Only science people can opt for Indian Forest Service. So that is why their cutoff is high, because they are supposed to perform well on, apart from this section, they are supposed to perform well on these subject also, particularly environment section. So that's why the cutoff is bit higher for them. So on an average, this is how you can think and prepare. Sometime, as you say, there are 20 questions also here in polity, sometime 14, 13, and sometime it has gone down. This year it was a bumper 22, and this is how you, that is how average 15, average 15. Same for the your geography also, you can say. This year 18 question was there, good number. This year 16. But these 2 years they have reduced the number of questions, more environment questions were being asked. So my point is that if your core is very strong, along with other aspect also you are doing, I mean touching all the aspect properly, prelims is done, GS is done, and similar way we'll also talk about how the CSAT should be prepared so that you crack your CSAT as well. It's not just cracking GS. That's a very faulty strategy. Many people they adopt, and finally they couldn't clear their prelims. You have to prepare adequately both the subject, because the aim is to get in, getting through the prelims, not just cracking, you know, the GS score, not clearing the cutoff of GS score. Then cutoff of the various year, particularly you see from 2000, yes, separately they had given. Yes, from 2015 onwards. This is for GS. These are the cutoff for your general study. These were the total marks, because till 2014 the marks were being total. They used to calculate both the marks and cumulative. Whosoever is getting higher cumulative marks, they would clear. But now there is a separate cutoff. Since 2015 there is a separate cutoff, isn't it? So for GS, these are the cutoff. CSAT, you know, it is fixed, 66 by 200, isn't it? For CSAT it is fixed. For GS, these are the cutoff. So again, depending on the question paper, you see this year 2016 there was high cutoff. You can see it was breaching 100, isn't it? 110 also. But look at the cutoff of these years. And 2023, right, or 24, 2024, the cutoff was just 75. Isn't it? And 2025, this year, okay, 2023, yes, 2023 just 75, 2024 it came to again 87, it came to 87, but 2023 the paper was, because they introduced new style, new pattern of question, basically the new pattern of option, not the question was similar, pattern of option was changed little bit, the structuring of the question was bit changed. and students couldn't perform so well, and that's why automatically the cutoff went down. So no need to say, some people say, you know, earlier the question was easy, now the question is tough. It is never like that. It's all depends on, they have to take around 14 to 15,000 students in the prelims. Okay, even if the question come tough, they have to take. So what will happen? The cutoff will go down. Earlier the cutoff was high. If the question is easy, automatically the question will, the cutoff will be high. If the questions are tough, the cutoff will go down. Everybody is selling in the same boat. So nobody can complain that, you know, this year the question was tough, that year the question was easy. If it is easy, automatically the cutoff will go up. Isn't it? They have to take, it's not like if the question is easy, they will take you 20,000 people, they will take for prelims. No, they will take somewhere 13,000-14,000 people only for the prelims. So you have to be in that list. You have to prepare in such a manner that I should find my name in the list of successful candidate. If those 14,000 people or 15,000 people can make it, I should be a part of that. I should not be left behind. So that is where the strategy work. Many people, they say the questions are very tough, the questions are easy. It is absolutely has no impact on your performance, because if you are well averagely prepare, I always say averagely prepare, you will find your name. On an average, you are prepared well in all the subjects with the proper strategy, you will find your name. So I hope you got the point here. The cutoff since 2015, the cutoff for CSAT is fixed. It is the GS which vary, and these are the cutoffs. So depending upon the difficulty level of the question, the cutoff is varying. We see we have it has even gone 75 marks. That is for general category. Imagine for the reserved category, it will be even more low. But for cutoff for the, remember, for general and OBC, there is almost no difference in prelims. So you cannot say, acha general 75, na, for OBC it must be less, very less. No. For general and OBC category, the cutoff for general studies is almost same. Same. Maybe 1 mark sometime, 1 marks, or sometimes same. Many times it is same cutoff for general, OBC and general, and sometime you can get 1 or 2 marks of grace. For EWS little less. You have the general OBC and then EWS, and after that you have the SC, ST categories, people with physically disadvantage, PWD. This is how it will vary. Okay. So we should always work for, what should our be strategy? Our strategy should be to get at least 10 marks above the cutoff. 10 marks above the cutoff. So you prepare in such a manner. You prepare in such a manner that at least 10 marks you are above the cutoff. How will you prepare? By you solve the previous year paper, the comprehensive paper, you will come to know. Once you are thoroughly prepared, you solve the comprehensive paper of general studies, that previous year paper, the comprehensive wala, you will come to know. So at least that year you should touch the cutoff or 10 marks above the cutoff. So that is okay, fine. And that will give you the confidence. That will give you the confidence. Okay, I am clearing the cutoff of that particular year, I have been solving. So that will give you the confidence. So compare your marks with the cutoff of that particular year. You will be able to assess your performance. So you can see the marks 49, 43%, even 40%, isn't it? Just 40%, you are clearing your GS, and it is 33% for your CSAT. So now let's look into the, the question that I have chosen here, some question And I want to show you those questions so that you come to know what are the questions which are attemptable even if you don't know directly, and you can use the technique of elimination. And some of the questions are such we should not attempt. So that type of question also I have put here, and where you can use little bit of analysis, conceptual clarity, technique of elimination. That is what we will be talking here. That is what the strategy. See, many a time you might not know directly those information, but by using your background knowledge, you can still solve that by using the technique of elimination, technique of analysis. You can still solve the question if your concept is thorough. And for that, to make the concept very thorough, very solid, read standard material, minimal material, several time revision. I think this point I have been always emphasizing. Limited material, standard material, good standard material. There are so much of material, it is flooded. The market is flooded with the materials. But good standard material, that is, one is your NCERT, another is your one standard textbook which is the most popular for that subject. That much is required, but several times. And then you can make your notes also, consolidate one notes, and okay, last moment, this is what I have to read for history or for polity. You have one your notes, because when you make notes, it is though a lengthy process, but it really helps, because when you write, you are focused or not. And also, as I have also mentioned earlier, notes should always be made when you are thorough with the concept. Never ever try to make notes after first reading. You will not be able to make crisp notes. Notes has to be very crisp, and that can happen only when I have read it thoroughly, my concepts are very clear, I have solved the previous year paper, and now to consolidate at one place, I am making notes. Only your note should be useful only for you, because you have made it as per your own convenience, isn't it? You have made notes as per your own convenience. Certain points you feel that no, I don't need to make it notes. I remember it, I know it, so I don't need to make notes. What you don't, you feel that yes, these are the things I need to revise it again and again, that I'll put it in the notes format. Or else if you are reading one book thoroughly, in one book only, I have shared that strategy. One book should be the core book. There also you can summarize somewhere. You can make the notes, summarize, highlight the points, okay, while revising. Just flipping through the pages. You will flip through the pages and you will know what it is there in the page. In 1 hour, you will be able to revise entire Lakshmikant book. That is how your efficiency should be. In 1 hour, you are able to revise the entire Lakshmikant book. I'll just flip through the pages, I know what is written, or maybe I have highlighted certain things, I'll just read that. Again, highlighting should be done with pencil, don't do with pen, because during the first time when we read, we feel everything is important and we highlight with pen. So that is why you should do with pencil, because later on, after several revision, you will feel these points anyway I know. You can rub it at least. Okay, these are not the point. Or you can make notes there, crisp notes in the book itself. Okay, so the strategy is there. And from NCERT, I have told you only ki there are so many books of NCERT, you can compile in one notes. By suppose for polity, suppose for polity you are reading, okay, polity, it's a Lakshmikant, it's a very standard book, it's nice. So, okay, suppose I am keeping this as my core book for polity, I'll add on notes, from one, it could be the NCERT. What is not there in Lakshmikant but there in the NCERT, I'll add only those notes. What is already there, why should I add? Or if I have come across newspaper or so, can make one notes, and at the end you have Lakshmikant plus notes. This is also a good strategy. If you don't want to make entire notes of Lakshmikant, Lakshmikant plus your notes from here and there sources. At the last moment, you should have minimal material. And I don't think so we have to go beyond Lakshmikant and NCERT. Yes, Bare Act you have to go for your articles and all. Okay, what is exactly written in the constitution? For that you need to refer this PM Bakshi book, only for the articles. What is exactly written in that? Or else nowadays internet is there, you can Google it also. What does Article 15 actually writes? What is the Article 38? What is exactly written in the constitution? So once we should read the Bare Act also. So for reference you can have PM Bakshi for the reference. But otherwise this is done. This is done. So similarly, you should make a list, a proper material. For polity I'll read it here, for history I'll read it here, for economy I'll read it here, for geography these are my sources, and environment science these are my sources. Minimal sources, multiple revision, always minimal sources and multiple revisions, that is consolidation. Whatever you know, you should know it very nicely. Consolidation is very important. Many people also fail. One of the reason is that they don't consolidate. They simply go through the scattered materials. That is inviting failure. We are driven by fear factor. Oh my God, this year one question has come from like during our time A.L. Vasam. So people started reading A.L. Vasam for 1 or 2 questions. That 1 or 2 question will not decide your fate, isn't it? 1 or 2 question is not going to decide your fate. It's for success you have to just get 50% and even below 50%. So believe in yourselves. That extremely important. Believing in one's capabilities is also as crucial as you are studying and preparing. Many people, they prepare but they don't believe in themselves. They doubt their capabilities. Am I enough capable of cracking the examination? So sometimes there are people who are very overconfident also, but there are rare people who are very overconfident. So they also don't make it. Those who are very underconfident, even they will not make it. Those who are confident and they have a belief in their abilities, and we should believe. When we are embarking on the journey of UPSC, definitely you should figure it out, am I capable of that? If I am not capable, then you have to make yourself capable, isn't it? You have to make yourself capable. So let's look into some of the questions I have picked here. Look at the first question. According to Kautilya Sartha Sastra, which of the following are correct? It was in 2022. A person could be a slave as a result of judicial pronouncement. So slavery was there, right? Slavery was prevalent, yes, we know that during that time slavery was, even now tacitly slavery as even now, bonded labor and all. Few years back only many people, they were rescued as a bonded labor. So even bonded labor is what? Slavery only. Person could be a slave as a result of judicial pronouncement, judicial punishment. Second point is that if a female slave bore her master a son, she was legally free. This point I was discussing in art and culture. You see, the question has come. If a son born to a female slave was fathered by her master, the son was entitled to the legal status of the master's son. So see, yes, even if I have not read particularly about this, I will try to analyze the society on the basis of information I have. Okay, slavery was prevalent, and because of the judicial pronouncement, a person can become a slave, right? These prisoners of prisoners people, how they were being used? They were used as a slave for doing the domestic work and other works, for constructions work. Even now the prisoners, they are asked to do, you know, chakki pisna and all. We say rigorous imprisonment. Rigorous imprisonment means what? They will be taken for the labor. Anyway, they are feeding you, right? They are feeding you, so they will use you for doing the work, constructions work and all. Even you like or you don't like, you are like a slave only, particularly the rigorous imprisonment wala. So yes, that statement seems to be correct. Even if I don't know properly, the statement seems to be correct. The second one, if a female slave born her master a son, she was legally free. Yes, because son preference was so much. Son preference was very much during, even now it is. Even now it is. You know, the society is such, even now the son preference is there. Yes, those among the educated class, little bit it is slowing down, but still 90% you can say, or 99% I would even say now, there is a preference of son. Even those who are educated among them also, who are ultra educated, who believe in themselves, for them, okay, fine, she or he is a child. But particularly the Hinduism and all, you know, in Hinduism the preference for son is even more, because of the lineage. Lineage we draw from the male line, number one, and inheritance and a lot of rituals are done only by the son, particularly for the funeral and all. It is done only by the son as per the Hindu scripture. So that's why the preference is more for carrying out the your legacy. Lineage is drawn from the male line, isn't it? But such things are not so much in the tribal society. That's why tribal society are more democratic society. Tribal society are more democratic society, and many tribal society, they are matrilineal. There are many matrilineal, and some of the state like, you know, the Kerala has got little more matrilineal tilt, and that is how you see Kerala is the most developed state in India, in not terms of per capita income, but in terms of human development index. Per capita index, Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, they are more, per capita income is high there. But when you look at the human development index, Kerala ranks 1 or not. And your Tamil Nadu, mostly the southern state, because here the patriarchal norms are little less, much less I would say, in comparison to the north and central, and even the western India. So yes, that seems to be free, or that seems to be correct or not? Yes, she will be legally free if she bore a son to her master. If a son born to a female slave was fathered by her master, the son was entitled to the legal status of the master son. So yes, sometime, you know, if out of the wedlock they don't have son, but if the son is from the slave, he will be considered as a legal. Son preference was always there. Even out of the wedlock also, if they have son and born out of the slave, still they will get the, that son will get the legal status. And now also, you know, in India, either son or a daughter born out of a illegal relationship. Relationship can be illegal, particularly for, as per the Hinduism. You have only monogamy, no polygamy, only monogamy. So if earlier it was what it was there, if a child was born out of an illegal relationship, they were not giving the legal status. But now the law is that the child is given the legal status. The child is given the legal status. Though the relationship might not get the legal status, I mean, it will not get the legal status if the wife is surviving. The relationship, illegal relationship will not get the legal status, but the son or daughter born, they will get the legal status. So now also in India, what it has become, that it is legal. I mean, though no child is illegal. Earlier, you would have seen in movie of the concept of illegal child or so. But now the law is that the child should not be penalized, isn't it? They should not be punished for the any kind of illegal activities between man and woman, or illegal relationship, not activity, relationship, whatever. Fine. So the woman might not get the legal status, but the son will get the legal status. And sometimes even the women during, now the women will not get the legal status if the wife is surviving as per the Hindu law code. Okay. But earlier it depends on the Raja, isn't it? It depends on the Raja. But if son is there, definitely he'll get a legal status. So all the statements seems to be correct or not. So this is one question where I can take a chance, even if I don't know, even if I have not read it directly. Through my technique of, if my concepts are super strong, I will analyze, and these are the questions where I can take chance. Isn't it or not? So there are some questions, so I'll go for D. 1, 2, 3. And most of the time, such when you take a very calculated, these are called calculated chance or calculated risk, most of the time it is correct. So I'll go for correct. Okay, now before coming to the question, one more thing I wanted to discuss to you regarding how you should go. There's a, generally what I do is that I do 3 layers of reading. 3 layers of reading. There's a layers of reading. That is what one technique also I wanted to share with you. The first, when you read for the first time, you mark all those questions which you are pretty sure. You are pretty sure. So those kind of question, maybe 30, 35 question where I'm pretty sure. In that also some you will make wrong. Okay, there are chances that you might make wrong. Please read the question very carefully. That is also one of the very important thing. Read the question very, very carefully. First reading, go it fast, and the question you feel that yes, these are the attemptable question, mark it. But again, while filling your OMR sheet, again read the question and then you mark. Okay, read it at least 2-3 times a question, because sometimes the question seems to be very easy. In a hurry burry we make it wrong. So please read it very carefully. Study the question very carefully, very carefully. Sometimes they will be correct, incorrect kind of thing, and you hurry burry mark it. The question is about incorrect, but you, because most of the questions are correct, how many of the statement are correct? And in a hurry burry we think such a correct 1 and 2, but actually they had asked incorrect one. So be careful while reading the question, and generally 3 layers, it can be 4 layers, depends. So first layer of the reading where I am pretty sure about the questions. I'm pretty sure about the question, you choose those questions. Then of course 30-35 is not suffice, go for, and in the first reading only, some of the question you marks as doubtful, isn't it? Doubtful where I know it, but I'm not very sure. So you keep it as a doubtful wala. Okay? Then you go for the second reading. And during the first reading only, what happens, some of the question you are sure, you will mark it, some to doubt, some is like you will just leave. These are the question not attemptable, looks very difficult. But don't make your decision on your first reading. First reading, okay, fine, I have done it. So I'll count it some 30-35 question. I feel that yes, I am done with. Then second category is the doubtful one. Again, I'll read all the questions. So which I am very sure, I'll reread it, I'll confirm it. Okay, this is the answer. Then the doubtful ala category, I'll try to analyze little more. I'll write, and on that basis, this means I will put it in this question, I'll put it in the second category. Because somewhere I feel I've read about Kautilya Arthashastra, but what does it talk about, I exactly don't know. Okay, so I'll put it in what? At least I am familiar with the word, right? So I'll put it in the doubtful. I'll solve in my second inning, and I'll do little more research. I'll try to little analyze more, and I'll mark. And then I realize, oh, it seems to be correct. Again, how do you take chance? How do you take chance? So of course, when you did the 30-35 question, that is not sufficient enough to crack the examination. If 100 questions are there, somewhere, again depending on the difficulty level of the question, if the questions are very difficult, still I should be able to be somewhere around 80 questions. 75 to 80 questions, the pakka I should be able to solve, even if the question is very tough. Questions are very tough. Then if the question paper is medium difficulty, 85 to 90 I can go. If the questions are very easy, I can go for 90 to 95 also. Okay, more number of question I am able to attempt. So I can go for 19, like the year they got, what was the cutoff? 116, 117 was the cutoff. So obviously that year people would have gone in this category. The year the cutoff was just 75, the people would have gone in this category. The year the was between 80, your somewhere 90, the cutoff was between 90 to 100, people would have gone in this category. Okay, so number of question is also very important. Too less the number of question, the risk is very high. Too high also it is high. And whatever the chances I am taking, I have to take calculated chances. Now, how do you calculate your chance? Suppose, you know, there are 10 questions. 10 questions, you feel that let me take the chance in these 10 questions. And in that, like, you have obviously some knowledge, not perfect knowledge, but some knowledge. And in these 10 questions, suppose you make 5 questions right and 5 questions wrong, what will happen? How much is the net mark? For 5 correct, you will get 10 marks. For 5 incorrect, how much marks will be deducted? Huh? For each question, 1/3 marks is getting deducted. So for 5 question, how much marks getting deducted? Tell me. 3.3. So 3.3 marks got deducted. But 10 marks means 5 question I did it correct, 5 question did it wrong. Still my addition is what? Positive. Some 6.366. 6.66 is my net addition. Net addition to the mark. Isn't it? So I have, by taking chance in 10 question, even if 5 question is correct and 5 is incorrect, still I have added positive marks to my total marks. Isn't it? But suppose you 10 question you take chance and only 2 question correct and 8 question incorrect. Tell me, what will be the score? 2 question means 4 marks minus 8 1/3, how much it will come? Huh? 5.28 for wrong. So this is going in a negative zone. This is going in a negative zone. Isn't it? Means whatever the marks I have got, it will be deducted, rather than, suppose I have got already 60 marks, it will be even deducted. It won't be addition, it will be subtraction. So that is how you have to take the risk. Isn't it? So, okay, I'm 10 question, I am taking risk. How much I feel that minimum I should make it correct? At least 5 to I'll pakka make correct. Or it can be 7 also. If 7 is correct, even more you are adding positive number. Only 3 was wrong and 7 was correct. Or 6 was correct, 4 was wrong. So, and all these calculations you can do only when when you are thorough with the things. These calculations, you will be able to do it only when you are thorough with your concepts and everything, and you have really practiced well. So I was talking about the 3 layer of reading. Reading, or you can say better, studying the question, studying the questions. So the first, you feel that 30 to 35 questions correct, then obviously it is not. You go for the second one. Again you took a chance in some 30 to 35 question, you took a chance. Or maybe in the second reading you will feel, oh, I know this. In the first reading you feel that no, I didn't know it. The second reading, oh, I know it. You will be able to recall, isn't it? And some of the question you will solve it easily. So it is around, if you add both, it is 60 to 70 question, isn't it? Again, this is not sufficient. I'll go for third reading, means taking for the third time the chance. So I have to see, if it is 60, I have to add here 20, isn't it? Minimum 20 to 25. So if it is a lower, if you have done just 60, you have to addition at least 20. Then your total, it will become how much? 80 to 95, isn't it? So this should be the range, somewhere between 80 to, at least 80 to 90 range. 80 to 90 range. Then okay, fine, if I believe that if at least 60 question out of 90 I am attempting, at least 60 should be correct. Okay, so if in, suppose I attempted 90 question and in that 60 is correct, means 30 is wrong, isn't it? So how much you will get? Somewhere 100 marks still you will get, isn't it? Because 30 wrong means 10 marks, 10 question marks will be deducted, isn't it? 1/3 means 10 marks, means it is 120 minus 30 into, yes, how much marks it is? Around 20, okay. Isn't it or not? Correct? So at net score I am getting 100. Net score with this calculation. So please work on the calculation. It will be for CSAT and also for the GS. Calculation is very important. How many question I should be able to attempt. So I think fair enough, by looking at these years cutoff, if I get 100 is a good one. So 3 layers of reading, and you have to see how many question you attempted, how many you should attempt more. And all these things you can't do it in UPSC, all these things you have to do it here. So okay, the first question we have seen, okay, the first question we have already seen. Now look at this question. With the reference to Indian history, consider the following pairs: historical person and non-age. Arya Deva, Jaina scholar; Dignaga, Buddhist scholar; Natha Muni, Vaishnava scholar. And now look at this pair. None of the pairs, only one pair, only 2 pair, all the 3 pairs. So what is your opinion on this question? If this question comes, what will you do? Only 2. You are sure? Only 1. So I am not sure. No, I am not sure about this. I am not sure about this. And probably this kind of question I won't attempt, because I have no idea. It's very factual. It is very factual. It is not analytical. This was at least analytical. So I made some, at least I made some analysis. This is factual. I mean, if I know, it is, I know correct. If I don't know, I don't know. And by looking at the name, see, Natha Muni, okay, it looks like Vaishnava name. But these two names, I have no idea whether it's a Buddhist name or Jainism name, isn't it? Now, Diganaga can be a Jain, Diganaga can be a Buddhist scholar, Arya Deva also can be, I mean, so probably this kind of question I will leave. I will not attempt. Okay, so the questions which are analytical, I will take chance. Questions which are very factual and I feel that it's very risky, I will not take the attempt. Because it's purely a guesswork. I will not go for pure guesswork. Okay. I will not go for pure guesswork. Here at least I have analyzed on the basis of my understanding. So I took a chance. Of course, I mean, even this question might get wrong, but at least I took a calculated chance. Here though the risk is very, very high because it is factual and I feel I don't know exactly. So this kind of question I leave. So I hope you are getting the point by the discussion. Which are the questions are more attemptable? Which are the question I should leave? If I have no idea, better I should leave. Look at this question. These are again statement based question, right? So read the question. We have done in history, right? Ancient history. This could be a part of your art and culture, could be a part of ancient history. Yes. So you see, if you read one material thoroughly, definitely you will be able to answer these kind of questions. So in the class we have done, right, these. You may not have revised it, so what is the answer? Still you tell me what is the answer, but then we'll go further, huh? Okay, you are saying this, right? 2 only, huh? Who is saying 3 only? Arvind. Who is saying 2 only? Right? So many people, 2 only. Okay, so you eliminated 1 and A and C, okay. So now let's analyze it and we'll see what is the correct answer. So Mitaksara was the civil law for the upper caste and Dayabhaga was the civil law for lower caste. So this statement is eliminated. It is not like that. In the notes what we have seen? No, civil law and criminal law. It is a civil law only related to property. It is Mitakshara throughout India, Dayabhaga only, Assam and Bengal, right? We have seen that. Yes. Yes or no? So that statement is incorrect. So you please eliminate. Eliminate. A and C is eliminated simply because one is incorrect. So it is, that is where you use the technique of elimination. And that makes your answer correct, isn't it? Or makes things easy for you. Technique of elimination. Okay, at least 2 option is eliminated. A and C is eliminated. Okay, now the contest is between B and D. So let's go for the second one. In the Mitakshara system, the son can claim the right to property during the lifetime of father, whereas in the Dayabhaga system, it is only after the death of the father that the son can claim the right to property. So you see, very conceptually we have done that in the Mitakshara, it is little more liberal. You know, the father, the son can claim the property. If you go through the notes, you will find it. Son can claim even during the lifetime of the father. Okay. Whereas in the Dayabhaga, the person is just a trustee. Even father is just a trustee of the property. Right. And then if the father dies, then only the son can claim it. So this statement is correct. So in that way also, you know, the answer is B only. Even if you don't know this one, the answer is B only if this statement is correct, because these two are already eliminated. So if the statement is correct, if you know the statement is correct, the answer is B only. But please read the third also, okay? Even if without reading the three, you came, what is the right answer? If you know the statement properly, isn't it? If you know the concept properly, you know that this is a correct statement. Third one, Mitakshara system deals with matters related to the property held by the male members only for a family, whereas the Dayabhaga system deals with the matters related to property held by both male and female members of a family. So this statement is incorrect. In both the systems, Stri Dhan belongs to the female. We have seen or not? In your notes, please go and read that notes. Stri Dhana, of course, in the property they don't have the share. Now they have. Okay, earlier they didn't have the share. The girls, they did not have the share. But in both the cases, whatever the Stri Dhana, whatever the, you know, the jewelries or whatever the materials is given to her, or suppose a piece of land is by her father is given to her, that is called Stri Dhana. If it is given by the father or the owner, if he say that yes, this is my property, this much I want to give it to my daughter, or this much I want to give to my daughter-in-law, whatever, that belongs to the Stri Dhana. We have seen all, right? If a woman does not have a surviving son, then the women will have property earlier. But in both the cases, Stri Dhana will be there. So this statement is wrong. So even if you got by reading just this one that this is a correct one, please read this also. So the statement is, what is correct? 2 only. Concept based. So make your concept very clear. And by using the technique of elimination, it will reduce your burden. So that these two are eliminated. I have to choose now between B and D. So read it carefully. It can be either 2 or it can be 3. It cannot be both. So here the technique of elimination reduces your burden. Now look at this question. The fourth one you see. So technique of elimination you can use in many places, We are also utilizing the technique of elimination. So let's see the fourth one. Read the question carefully and read it fast. That's from polity. Attorney General of India and Solicitor General of India are the only officers of the government who are allowed to participate in the meeting of the Parliament of India. The next is, according to the Constitution of India, the Attorney General of India submits his resignation when the government which appointed him resigns. So try to find the meaning in the constitution. Constitution, what the constitution says. You should try to remember which article. Article 76, isn't it? So what does 76 says? Attorney General of India and Solicitor of India, are the only officers of the government who are allowed to participate in the meeting of the parliament. What is the answer according to you? Anybody else who differ? Anybody? Pavani, what do you feel? What is the answer according to you? Huh? D. All of you agree with D, or you have some other options also? Arvind, Tejas, Ram, all of you agree with D only? Veena, you have something in your mind? D only. Pakka hai, or you want to go with ki haan, one has said it looks convincing. Does it look convincing? Does the answer D look convincing to you, all of you? Okay. So you see, attorney, this is again very much concept based. Article 76, if you have read it properly, there is no mention of Solicitor General first of all, isn't it? It talks only about the Attorney General. So Attorney General, yes, who is allowed to participate in the meeting of parliament or not? Yes, but he cannot, he or she does not have right to vote. Okay, but if it was given only Attorney General of India, okay, fine, no problem. But here Solicitor General also, and wherever the only is a red flag, please read it cautiously whenever the word only is used. As I told you, 99% the statement is wrong, 99%. I am not saying 100%. Okay, so be cautious, but at least 95% I would say the statement, or 99% the statement is wrong. But still know the reason. The reason is that nowhere Article 76 mention about the Solicitor General. If the question was there, Attorney General of India is the only office of the government of India who is allowed to participate in the meeting. In that way also it is wrong. In that way also it is wrong. Okay. If it is only, if it is said that yes, Attorney General of India is allowed to participate in the meeting of the parliament, yes, then the statement is correct. Yes, he can, and if they say Attorney General of India not only participates in the meeting of the parliament, but he also has right to vote, then again the statement is wrong. He can participate in the meeting, but he cannot vote. So be conceptually clear. So that statement is wrong. Now the second statement, you see, according to the constitution, it is saying, though what happened, Attorney General, whenever it is, suppose it is appointed by the BJP government and there is a change of government, generally what happened, the Attorney General resigns, generally. But the constitution does not say like that. And what it is saying, the constitution. So the constitution does not say like that. Nowhere in the constitution it is mentioned. He remains in office during the pleasure of the president. But doesn't mean that he resigns when the government change. Nowhere it is written like that. President anytime can remove him. Just like governor, the Attorney General can be removed by the president, but it is nowhere written in the constitution that when there is a change of government, he should resign. So the statement is wrong. Concept based. This question is what? Concept based. Concept based. And please read the each word. See, polity, as I keep on telling you, polity is very easy. Polity is very easy. Isn't it or not? Very easy. The maximum score one can get is in polity. But if you little bit lacking in clarity, you will make blunderous mistake. So clarity. So answer is your D. Concept based. And read the question carefully. These are the questions you have to read very, very carefully. Sometimes, people will kind of overthink. Attorney General generally resigns. I have seen also in the newspaper also I have seen like that. But the question is about according to the constitution, not according to the newspaper. Okay. So constitution, nowhere it is mentioned like that. So answer is, now look at this question number 5. Pursuant to the report of H.N. Sanyal Committee, the Contempt of Court Act 1971 was passed. I don't know the statement actually, whether it is correct or not. So let it put in the doubtful category whether it is correct or not. Read the other statement. The Constitution of India empowers the Supreme Court and the High Court to punish for contempt of themselves. Yes, it is correct. Article which? Your 129, right? And 129 or which one? Contempt of court? 132. Check it. 129, I guess. 129, yes. Court of record. That only you have the contempt also, right? Supreme Court of India should be the, or 229. It is 129 or 229? Huh? 129, no? Yes, that is 129 and 215. Yes. Okay, 129. 129 Supreme Court. Supreme Court should be the court of record, and also it has the right to punish for their contempt. So yes, this statement is so correct. Okay, this statement is correct. Now the third one. The Constitution of India defines civil contempt and criminal contempt. Does it define the Constitution? Huh? Yes, there is no definition. They have mentioned it, but they have not mentioned. The definition. They have just mentioned contempt, right? They have not mentioned civil or criminal or so. There is no definition in the Constitution. By the law, yes, the law has defined it, but not the Constitution. So the statement is wrong. So look at wherever 3 is there, you eliminate it. Here also 3 is there. Here also 3 is there. So C and D is eliminated, right? Now you have the option between A and B. So in both A, 1 is there. So obviously this statement is correct. 1 is correct, 2 is correct. Now let's go for 3. I mean the fourth one. In India, the parliament is vested with power to make laws on contempt of court. Yes. So answer is, see how beautifully, even if I don't know this statement, I marked it doubtful, isn't it? I don't know whether it was H.N. Sanyal committee or no, but I know about all these 3. I know about all these 2, 3, 4. I know. I have the idea because from the Constitution, I have read the Constitution very nicely, very properly. I have a good conceptual clarity there. So I know about these 3 statements, whether they are correct or no, not. So even if I don't know this one, it is something related, maybe the current affairs, or I have not read it, still I mark the question, correct. So sometimes people say that, ma'am, I know about 3 statements, I don't know about the 4th statement. So even if you don't know one statement, still you can mark it correct by using the technique of elimination. You eliminate. What is the statement wrong? Simply you eliminate that. First thing you should do is that, okay, this option is gone. Since that statement, I am very sure the statement is wrong. Okay. So you eliminate, and then, but again you recheck, Baba, you recheck also. Sometime, you eliminate it and then you make wrong, later on it was fine that no, that statement is correct. So do again the recheck properly. But anyway, there is, see, there is no option called 1, 2, 3, 4. There is no option called 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose, if the option was given, suppose if the option was given 2 and 4 and the option was given 1, 2 and 4, then little difficulty would have been there, isn't it or not? Then you would have found, so sometimes UPSC makes very easy for you. The option is given in such a manner that it is easy for you. But if the option was, what if this kind of option was given 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 4, then okay, bhai, I don't know one is correct or not, then you would have found it difficult whether to go for 2 and 4 or whether to go for 1 to 4, isn't it? So sometimes UPSC itself makes it things very easy for you. So this is how, you know, those who clear the prelims, this is how they use the tricks. And sometimes, suppose if this was 2 and 4, suppose again I am telling you, you can still take a chance, you can take a chance. Sometimes this kind of thing are, I can say 90% these kind of things are correct, 90% I am saying. Again, it's a calculated risk, calculated risk. So even if such kind of option would have given, probably I would have gone for this, because I am very pretty sure that 3 is so wrong, 3 is wrong. So sometime I'll take calculated, because in this is a polity question and I am very, you know, I have more hold over polity, so I'll go for this kind of answer. If this kind of options given, still I'll go for this. I'll take a chance. Okay? But UPSC has made your work very easy and answer is 1 to 4. Even if I am not very sure about this statement, still I end up marking correct. So this question, why I am showing you all this, this is how you, through the presence of your mind, by using common sense and by presence of your mind, you can solve many questions, I am telling you, many questions. And that is how people clear their prelims. It is not that we have read it in a black and white manner, no. There are so many things we have not read it, still we end up marking correct answer, choosing the correct option. So I think that's all, yes. So that's all. I hope you got now clarity how attentively you have to read the question and how you can use the technique of eliminations that will de-burden you, number one, and many a time it will help you in choosing the correct option directly by using the technique of elimination. So this is about, so more number of questions we will solve like that, okay, we will solve. I'll be coming up with more PYQ, history, polity, geography also, some science and tech and environment also. So I'll try to show you that how the questions are coming, but first we'll go with the core aspect, so that you will come to know how you have to utilize the presence of mind. Some tricky question I'll pick up, some factual also, okay. So your mind becomes more alert. Now going for the second paper, that is CSAT. CSAT paper. So look at the distribution of question. You know that you have to get 66 out of 200. This is the fixed. So this is the fixed marks. Now again here, as I have told you, for general studies, number of choosing question becomes very important. The number of questions should be enough to cover the risk, you have taken. If it is too less, it can be very risky. If it is too high also, it can be very risky. So appropriate number of questions, that again all these things practice. It will come through the practice and you will come to know, okay, these many questions I am attempting and I am getting comfortable margin, isn't it? So again, for this also, on the basis of my own experience, I am sharing certain things. My own strategy also I'll share, which has clicked me always in the prelims, including CSAT. So when CSAT was introduced, I personally was terrified because I was thinking that there is a component of maths there, and I'm not good at maths. I have lost touch also, and I'm not very good at maths. I mean, I'm not good at maths, and it requires a lot of practice. So I thought that those people with engineering background and those who has done CAT and IIM and all those candidates, they will definitely score very, very high, because the marks was added. And that is where when CSAT was introduced, many people from management background and engineering background, many people, they entered civil service because they thought that CSAT they will do it very nicely. But unfortunately, and it's a paradox, that many engineers, they are not able to clear the CSAT paper. Many engineers, even now when the marks is just 66, forget about when the marks was added. Even now when the marks is just 66 out of 200, many engineers whom we believe they should be good in maths, because engineering means maths, right? You should have good grip over maths in comparison to the arts people or maybe commerce people, right? We believe that engineers, they should have a better grip over maths than the BCom people and then the arts people. And comprehension passage is, anyway, it is non-technical. LR is also non-technical. But again, somebody with maths background, we believe that they are more logical, and they are more fast. They are more fast. That is what the presumption has been, and all these presumption has been proved wrong. Many people with arts background and commerce background, they are cracking CSAT paper, but those who we believe that they are from engineering background, for them CSAT should be the cakewalk. It is not like that, not like that. So it requires practice, because you lose touch with the maths, right? With a long period of preparation of UPSC, you lose touch. And in India, the condition of engineers are very, very bad, particularly those who come from private engineering college, isn't it? You are from IITN, NITN, so okay, fine, because you go through the very rigorous competitive examination, isn't it? Through the JEE and all. You practice a lot maths. You have to have the acumen of physics, chemistry, maths. You should have the acumen of calculation, because you pass through a very rigorous test. But engineering college, private engineering college, there are so many dumbo engineering college, sorry to say, just for the sake of degree, they get the engineering degree, but actually they don't have that scientific acumen. If you ask simple physics question, they will not be able to answer. What is the difference between reflection and refraction also, if you ask, they will not be able to answer. I mean, like that. So that's themselves they are showing, if they are not able to crack the CSAT paper, at least they should be good in maths. Okay, if they're just good in maths and logic reasoning, they will pakka clear. Even if they are weak in comprehension passage, of course you have to be little good in English. The vocabulary and all is required. Presence of mind. To understand the question itself, we should have good English. I'm telling you. Because the question as of now, it is only in Hindi and English. Hindi is ruled out for the South Indian people. They cannot have that kind of grip, isn't it, on Hindi. English is the only option. You have to be good in English. Read newspaper regularly. And we have seen many people, again, the history has proved, many people coming from government school. We say that government school, the quality of education is not good. Coming from government school, Kannada medium or Hindi medium school or regional medium school, they are making into UPSC with all their dedication and hard work and very solid foundation during their school, whether it is English medium or any regional medium. Knowledge is knowledge. Okay. And those who have studied well during their schools, and some I have seen, somebody from regional a regional medium, but their English is so good, their grammar is so good. Even English medium students, they don't have that kind of good grammar. Because even in regional medium or local, I can't say local, but regional medium, English is there or not? English paper is there. Of course, not all the subject, but grammar is there. English is also there. May not be they may not be very fluent in spoken, isn't it? But at least basic English they should be knowing, because English is the paper there, 10th. And also your higher education. After 10th, you have to have English, isn't it? Graduation is English or not? Whether it is in regional medium, I don't know now what is the condition, but during our time there was no regional medium, only English. Graduation only in English. All the paper only in English. So if you are a graduate, and particularly if you are thinking and you have prepared your mind for preparing for civil services, then you have to acquire all the skill that is required to crack the examination, isn't it? You should be ready with that. Nobody forced you to prepare for civil service, isn't it? It's your own ambition. If it is your own ambition, you should work hard and acquire all the knowledge, all the skills which is required to crack the examination. So look at the questions here, how they are being distributed. So somewhere I would say 25 to 30, isn't it? 25 to 30. Can you see? Here also, this year there was very high number of question in maths, but again I would say around 25 on an average. But this year it was very less, you see. But okay, say 25, okay. Here also same, 25 to 30. So you can say maths part is in fact lesser. Yes, this year they asked more. See, even if they ask, okay, this year they asked 50% of the question. As you know, there is only 80 question, okay, 80 questions in CSAT. So this year they asked 50% question, but 50% of the questions were from this topic, right? So 25 plus 15, how much it is? Only 40. So somebody who is not good at maths, this year was really difficult, because only 40 question was available to them. So that's what simple maths also you should do. You shouldn't leave any section. At least simple maths you should revise. Simple maths you should revise. Number one, suppose, so first of all let me tell you that category of the student. So category of the student is that one, either they are good at maths or not, okay. That is because these two, this is non-technical and this is also non-technical. These two are non-technical. Anybody with practice, they can do it. Comprehension, passage and logic reasoning, they can do it with proper practice. Of course, those with mathematical skill, the logic reasoning part is also little easier for them. Mathematical skill. But again, it is non-technical. Anybody can develop core abilities here. They can develop. That's not difficult. This is also non-technical. Here you should have a good comprehension, and passage means good understanding. Comprehension skill has to be high. And anyway, comprehension skill is required. See again, why CSAT was introduced. One of the reason is that they want to check your comprehension skill. Because you as an officer, you should be fast enough to grasp anything, understand anything fast. Your mind should be active, isn't it? So when you read the newspaper, you read it fast and then at the same time you are able to understand it. That is called comprehension. You are reading the thing, you are comprehending the thing. If you are feeling that I am not able to understand it, non-technical thing, then it is difficult. It is very difficult. What is written in the newspaper, simple English, if you are, or simple Kannada, if it is in the newspaper, you should be able to. But particularly for UPSC, I always say, you should have a good hold over English. Good hold. I am not saying very hi-fi wala. But if we are regularly reading newspaper and you are a graduate, and if your base of your school and college is good, there is no difficulty. There is no difficulty. We have seen people with 60%, 70% in their college, they have cracked the examination. Not necessarily to that person should have 90% above throughout their schools and college. 60%, 70% those who have secured in their schools and college, even they have cracked it. So that is what average student they can prepare for UPSC. But the grit and determination has to be very, very high. Consistency has to be very, very high. There are many people from IIT, IIM whom we consider brilliant. They have not been able to even make into prelims. They have not even been able to make into prelims. So because the aptitude test for civil services is much more different than getting into IIT and IIM. There the nature of test is different. Aptitude is different. Here the aptitude is different. So what I put the category is that somebody who is good at maths plus LR, they can make these areas as a core area. Not good in maths, then comprehension, passage plus LR. So only two combination is possible, either comprehension, passage plus LR. So suppose if I am not good in maths, for me what was available? Comprehension, passage. I have to really do so well that I should secure very good marks in that. The mistake should be minimal. I'll go for that, like that. Now the number of questions, how you will select. So there are 80 questions. Nobody is saying you to go for all the 80 questions, and you should not go for 80 questions, isn't it? Even in GS you have not gone. So the number of questions is very, very important. I believe that 45 to 47 question, if we are attempting on the basis of the research I have done, 45 to 47 question if I am attempting, and in that I have to make it sure that 10 to 13 question only I should make it wrong. Rest it should be correct. Means how many it should be correct? Tell me. How many it should be correct? If I am making 45 means 35, okay. 35 to 37, okay. 35 to 37 questions should be correct. Yes, my score should be somewhere 80 by 100. This should be my target. I should get enough to get how much marks? 80. So anyway, if 1 or 2 marks here and there also, I am much above 66. I am much above 66. Somewhere I should go with 80 by 100. So you see, if 35 questions are correct, then what score are you getting? It is in 2.5. 35 into 2.5, how much it is? Do it, calculate it. How much, Arvind? 75. So the net will be how much? Pakka 75, na? 87. I see you are not doing proper calculation. That is what I was thinking. How come it can be? 87, pakka, na? Do the proper calculation. Don't be in a hurry. What happened? So if I am making 35 question correct, 35 question correct, what is my score I am getting is 87.5, right? So and suppose I have done 45, it means 10 question I am making incorrect. So how much it will be? Tell me. 10 question incorrect means 25 marks, right? So if I subtract it, net how much I am getting, what marks I am getting? sorry, 1/3 marks will be deducted, right? So okay, fine. So here how much it will come? 25 marks, but 1/3 marks should be deducted, isn't it? 1/3 marks of 25, how much? Somewhere 8 point something. Do it fast. 25 by 3. 20. 1/3 marks of 25 marks. 8 point something it will come. Hey, come on, with calculator also you are presence of mind. 25 by 3. 8 point what it will come? Give me fast. Yes, 8.33. So what is my score? I am here getting, see, still I am getting 81 point, means around 81 marks I am getting. With this calculation, if I am attempting 45 question and I have a liberty of making 10 question wrong, still I am getting 80. Or even if I make 13 question also wrong, suppose I am 13 question, you calculate now. 13 into 2.5 into 2.5 divided by 3. 13 into 2.5 divided by 3 for 10.83. So 87.5 minus 10.83. Leave this part, okay? 7 roughly. Still I am getting 77. So I have, even if I am attempting 45. So 45 I feel it is a golden number. 45 maximum 47. No need to go 50, 55. No need to be in a hurry. But 45 is a golden, I think, golden number. If you solve somewhere around 45, make a practice enough to solve 45 question in those 2 hours. But less than 45 little risky हो सकता है. Otherwise the number of question you are making wrong should be very, very less. So if I am going 45 and I am making 13 question also wrong, still my score is somewhere around 77. So I have a liberty of making 13 to even 14 question wrong. But if don't make 15, 16, 17 or 20 question wrong, then it will be very risky. 10 to 13 question. That is how you please practice. 45 question I will attempt and my range of making negative is 10 to 13. Don't go below 13. I mean, don't go higher than 13. 14, 15, then you will come in the risky zone. Sorry, we have made the wrong calculations, because if 13, please, that's a wrong calculation. Made it a wrong calculations. See, if there is, I have attempted 45 question and 10 question was incorrect, means 35 was right. As per that, what we got the calculation? 80, total what we got? 87 point. The net score was this. What was the net score? 81. Net score 87.5. Pakka net score, excluding the negative marking, right? Now suppose we got we have attempted 45. Then if we make 13 question incorrect, then how many will be the correct one? Only 32, right? Only 32 is correct, because even that will go down, right? So 32 into 2.5, how much it is? 80, right? Now you make it this calculation, 13 into 2.5 divided by 3. 71.42. It was not 77, but it was this. So you see, got the point? if you are making 10 question wrong, you are in a very comfortable margin, but if you are making 13 question wrong, you are in a, below that you will get into risky zone. Below that you will be get into the risky zone. So if I am attempting, what is the conclusion? If I am attempting 45 question in the CSAT, I have liberty of making only 10 to 13 question. Below that it will become a risky zone. My target should be somewhere to score 80 by 100. So you solve all the paper, and I believe with conviction that if you solve only the CSAT paper from 2011 to whatever the number we have till 2025, more than enough, more than enough. No need to go any, I believe, because that has given me the confidence to talk about that. Analyzing the previous year paper for GS, for CSAT, particularly CSAT, no need to go beyond the question paper. Solve it, see what is working for you, make it sure. If you are not able to make it, suppose I am not a maths student, so I will go for more comprehensive passage and LR. I am a maths student, I will probably go for maths and LR, and also I will touch comprehensive passage. It's not that not. But if I am not a maths student, then I have the only option to really strengthen comprehension passage and LR. Maths is okay, 1 or 2 question I may solve, not much, or 2-3 question if it is easy. If it is difficult, again it will be very difficult for me to solve. So those which are easy type of question, time, distance, all those kind of question, you can practice a bit and more concentrate on the comprehension passage and LR if I am a non-maths student. And maths student, it's not like they should completely leave the comprehension passage, because for them they are in a better position. Now they have a choice, but that is what too many choice sometimes become difficulty for them. They are not able to consolidate, because for me only 2 options are there. I will really work hard to consolidate these 2 areas, isn't it? Because I know maths is not my cup of tea. I will solve the easy wala, but difficulty if it come in the exam, I will not be able to do it. So for me, I will so much consolidate the 2 area that I should sail through. And maybe that has worked for many people. And the maths wala people, they will think, acha, maths so I am good only, maths also I'll do comprehension also, I'll do LR also. So sometimes they are not able to consolidate any of them. That could be, I think so, could be the difficult thing for them. So I hope you got a clarity how to deal with, and I think, yeah, that's all. They cut off for mains and all. Mains cut off as of now is not required. We'll do it when you are writing your mains strategy. We will do it. We have already done. There must be the YouTube video available there for main strategy. If you want to see, it is already there. But anyway, this is not the time for you to go with the main strategy. As of now, only concentrate on the prelims. So I hope this session would be very, very useful for you to strategize your preparation. Okay, and tomorrow we'll take 2024 CSAT. Okay, I'll be dealing with the comprehension passage. First, I'll see if LR I'm able to do. Maybe I'll take a session on for that also, so that I can discuss more strategy with you. So tomorrow you read and come 2000, because we have the UPSC key for this. That is why I am not going for 2025. 2025, once we get the key and all, because after this final result, they will release everything, the marks, keys, everything. Okay. So 2024 CSAT paper, comprehension and passage, tomorrow we will see. Okay, and this is how we'll intermittently keep on doing the previous year paper. So today I have done on overall strategy for prelims, GS and CSAT, how you should deal with the question. For CSAT, I will be taking the non-technical part. Of course, you will have the CSAT class, which is starting from 16th of March. You will have a CSAT class in which the maths, comprehension, passage, LR, everything will be taught. Okay, the tricks and all will be taught. But I believe that personally, I am good at the comprehension passage part. So I'll take a class on that. Class in the sense, we'll solve the questions together. We'll solve the question together. Okay, all the best. Any doubt you have?